Hey besties! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lovely. This is the art of learning and unlearning. So on today's episode, guys, this is just a free trial. I was just practicing. So I have my hands up and I'm like moving them around because I'm actually wearing some of my African jewelry. I have a lot that I just have not worn for a very long time, okay? But now that I'm healed and your girl's recovered, I am now able to wear my African jewelry, okay, from the motherland. This one has my name on it, okay, with like the little Ghanaian flag and whatever. Listen, one day, not today, there will be an episode on how I almost got sold to Ghana. Okay, your girl was almost gone, almost gold. Okay, but that'll be for another day. But today, I wanted to share something with you guys because let me tell you. So I am finally ready to be outside, be dating again after 4 years of hibernating, of cocooning, of building my foundation and stabilizing myself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all around because I just felt like the past couple of years, a lot has happened. Okay. A lot has happened, and I needed that time to really work on myself and really figure out who I was becoming during that season, during that whole process. And that took me some time. Okay. This is why when people tell me that, oh my gosh, yeah, I just went through a lot, and I'm now healing, I'm recovering, I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready for a relationship. And I'm just like, how long ago was that? And the moment they tell me, oh, 3 months ago, I'm just like, oh, honey, you're not ready. Because listen, healing takes time, okay? True healing truly takes a lot of time. It does not happen overnight. It does not happen in the blink of an eye. Sometimes it might take months. It might take years. It might take you decades to get to where you need to go. It all depends on how stubborn you are too. So if you're really stubborn or really resilient, like you could take a lot, then it's going to take you a lot to get through your healing phase. But listen, your girl is very sensitive and it still took me 4 years. Okay, still, mind you, I'm very sensitive. But moving on. Okay, so if you hear my dog whining in the background, it's just Zion. He's a big whiner and he has a cone around his head right now because he has a bruise or whatever in between his toes. And the only way I could keep him from licking it is to put that cone around his neck so that wound can finally heal and close. So now he's trying to drink water and he's not able to because he has a cone on his head. But we're going to move right along, okay? So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was community. So I know when we are struggling, when we're going through a lot, when we're dealing with things that are heavy, that are personal, that are emotional, that are sensitive to us, we like to think that we can handle it and fight it and deal with it on our own. And that was me. I am so guilty of that. I never used to share anything about my life that was personal with anybody out of fear that one day that they would utilize it against me, especially when it comes to things that I was still dealing with or struggling with. And there's a reason why I did that, because I've always had the fear that one day someone is going to be mad at me or show their true colors, and they're going to utilize those things that I shared with them in private in hurting seasons and that they know that I'm still working on, to use them to come back at me or attack me with it, or however the enemy wants to utilize that. So I have gotten better at discerning when to share certain things. I'm still working on it. Certain parts of me are still figuring out who and when and what to share with certain people in certain friend groups and certain topics and everything like that. So I had a situation actually that was very recent, and it really brought it all to life for me, to where I had someone who I thought was a friend, you know, because I've known them for a very long time. And I thought this person and I were cool and close friends. Like literally, I consider them within my inner circle. And once that friendship kind of dissolved, and they brought up things that I had shared with them from the beginning of our relationship, things that I wasn't even dealing with anymore. And I had healed from past, like moved on from, was not even thinking about. But when they brought those things up, I realized that at that moment that it did not anger me. It did not throw me off my course. It did not piss me off. It did not give me the desire to want to come back with something stronger or more hurtful or more painful to take them out. The old me would have, but the healed me is like, girl, what are you trying to do with that? So to me, I utilize that moment as a moment of growth for me because I know me. I know myself. Like, honey, I would have went down. You know, I was like, "Oh, you thought you went low? Honey, I would have go ice low." Okay? You think ice is down bad? I would have went down all the way down to ice with you. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not even that person anymore. I didn't even have the desire to even entertain it or do the whole back and forth. And I was just like, you know, and my friends were more mad than I was. And I was like, okay, I guess maybe I'll be a little mad, but not too bad because I'm really not that bothered by it. And that friendship should have been dismantled a long time ago, but I was trying to be the bigger person and just kept it dragging on and on and on. But this is where I was also praying to for this year. My word for the year was discernment. You know, it's one of the areas I felt like I'm not as strong in that I really wanted to work on this year. And I felt like God utilized that moment to show me that, okay, although this is your blind spot, this is your broken gates. Because, like, right now, our Bible series that we're doing at church is about the gates in the book of Nehemiah's, all the different gates that he had and how his gates was broken down and God overpowered by burned down by the enemy, or however it was able to get burned down and stuff like that, and they had to rebuild it. And the series is called Build Different. And I'm realizing that, wow, God really is building me differently in this season. And I love that. I am enjoying the process. I am enjoying the time that it is taking me to be built different because I'm realizing there are a lot of parts of me that I do not share, that I do not tap into, that I am also afraid to tap into. So that is also bringing a lot of awareness to me as well within all of that is going on in my building season and in my new season. So I wanted to talk on the topic of community. I know sometimes we do not like to share. We like to remain private and keep our business, which is fine. Which is why I'm actually doing this YouTube channel. So all those things that I will be sharing on my YouTube channel are things that I've already healed from. So do not think you can use them against me, okay? Because your girl's feelings will not be hurt. I've already handed that over to God. It's already been dealt with. These are now just conversations for me to share with you on how you too can grow from your season. Guys, this is so embarrassing. Okay, so I had to it's not really embarrassing because I honestly love all the lightings are in my house, especially in my kitchen. It's my favorite spot in the house. Not only because I love to cook, but I just love my kitchen lighting. The kitchen lighting is the best here. But if you see my hand like moving down here doing a whole bunch of things, it's because Zeus is right there. Come on, Zeus. Hop on. Hop on. Hop on. Hop. 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 Zeus is right here, okay? Zeus like to be very involved with his mommy. Zeus is very obsessed with his mom, okay? Zeus will be right under his mom's feet, at his mom's feet if he could, 24/7. Okay, Zeus, sit, sit, sit. So if you see me moving my hands, that's what it is. But okay, back on the topic of community. One of the things that I prayed for and I took time on was praying for God to give me a community that would help me move forward. Okay? So, many of you guys know or may not know, nobody knows. My parents have passed. So it's just me, my dogs, and my limited families. I have some nephews and nieces and my sister and stuff like that. So it's just my family is very small. I grew up with a very small family. So for this new season that I'm in, one of the things that I prayed for was community. I wanted to have a community that would be supportive, that would be inspiring, a community that could help me move forward and to just walk into my next purpose in this next phase of my life that I'm literally like afraid of walking into. So far, let me tell you, God has delivered. Okay, he has delivered some great and quality people into my life, people that I already had, people that he had to remove. And let me tell you one thing, there's that one prayer that if you are not ready, if you're not strong enough to lose some people, do not make that prayer. And we all know which prayer I'm talking about, the prayer that says, Lord, let it be your will and not mine. If this is not your will, remove them, because he will on sight. Okay, I have witnessed it for myself. I made that prayer one time, and listen, people start dropping like flies. So now I have a nice and well rounded community that is steadily growing. I've become a member of Toastmasters. The people there are amazing, so supportive, so encouraging, so motivating. I become a new member at Real Life Church, and that has also been very inspiring. The way that they preach,